Hello all, welcome back to Consciousness Rising, my channel of these videos that I do. These presentation ones that are part of the main body of my work are just offerings that I give to the world for free. I don't want nothing for them other than your own empowerment. And we're up to episode 13 now. And I strongly suggest, if you're just coming across my work now, jumping in now might be a bit disorientating unless you've got a lot of prerequisite knowledge yourself. So I highly recommend you go back to episode 1 and start from there, because the rabbit hole kind of gets deeper and deeper each week. And yeah, that's it. With that being said, we'll continue with what I've been doing in the last few videos on these, which is mind control. I've covered most of these now, and I will indeed be covering all of them, apart from I've decided now. I was thinking the other day, and I was thinking about all these different ones that I'm doing. The one that I will not be doing now is mainstream media slash false information, because if you can't see that now in the world that you're living in, that how that's being used, then I don't think I need to do a video on that. That's just, it's just so blooming obvious now. So that being said, we'll carry on, and today we're looking at the Hegelian Dialectic. I've also known as problem reaction solution. It's one of the biggest, this is one of the big guns that they use all the time. It's been used time and time again, and is currently being used right now. It's one of the biggest forms of mind control there is. It was an ideology formed by German philosopher George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. That's him on the left there. Not to say that he was an evil man. He was actually a philosopher. So he did a lot of other work. This is just one part of his work, and this is how it works. It's also been called chaos sorcery, because the people that know how to use this, they use it all the time, and it's done for a very specific reason and purpose. And it's basically a method to direct the thoughts and actions into actions that lead to a predetermined solution. So they already know the solution when they put out certain things. It's very, very choreographed and very well planned out. It's basically a manipulation of consciousness, mainly through the lower vibration of fear. And you will have heard me talk about fear a lot. And actually, when you break everything down, it does go to love and fear. There's two big divides in the world. You either go into the energy of love and you expand and you grow and you live free, which ultimately leads to freedom of yourself, and ultimately that will affect everyone else and you get freedom for all. Or you stay rooted in fear, which leads to more control, chaos, and confusion in the world. And it's quite obvious where we are right now, isn't it? I think so. The lower vibration of fear is being used. It's the ultimate weapon of these dark sorcerers, basically, is to use the lower vibration of fear. Because once people are in fear, as I've said before, they give up their rights. They want someone else to save them. They look outside themselves. They're confused, and it's all fear is really is just a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of that deeper understanding about what's actually happening. Which is why I do these videos, because in the hope that some people will find them, come to an understanding of who they are and how they can change their lives. And that's it, love and fear, people. The synthetic solution to these conflicts can't be introduced unless those being manipulated take a side that will advance the predetermined agenda. There you go, out of his mouth. That's a quote from him. But what he's saying is that the solution they want to put in place for the world is already, so they know where they want to go. So in order to get people to agree to where they want to go, they use this method. They create the problem, and then they give you the solution that they already had. Mark Passio, you'll hear me talk about him a lot. I have high respect for him. I've learned an awful lot from his work. He labels it chaos, confusion, or an opportunity, okay? So it works in these steps. First, you unleash chaos by ways of an event, usually a shocking disaster or quote unquote terrorist attack. The chaos, through a fear-based reaction, leads people into confusion. This is because in a state of heightened stress, people cannot think clearly. And you've heard me talk about that a lot. You cannot think clearly with emotion. Yes, emotions are needed. Yes, they are part of you, but you can't access higher order thinking from the neocortex when you are in a state of deep emotion. Okay, and then the third step. In this state of confusion, people are made more susceptible through fear to accept the solution given to them by the perpetrator who orchestrated the whole event. This is the opportunity the perpetrator wanted. Devious, devious stuff, but actually, you know, I don't agree with these people, but you have to admire their tactics. They know exactly how your consciousness works. They know how consciousness works on a whole through society, and they use it all the time. And it's the same. Once you understand this, this is why it's so important. You know, you hear a lot of people in the not New Age movement and a lot of these sort of love and lighters. They'll say, "Oh, just wish existence, wish everything better." It's crap. It doesn't work that way. You have to address the darkness, not only of yourself, but in society. That's why I'm doing these mind control videos, because knowledge is power. And when you know these tactics that I've been speaking about, and go back and watch them all, when you know how they work, you're not affected by them anymore, because you can see through them. It's so important to come to an understanding of these tactics and dialectics that they use. I highly recommend you check out Mark Passio's work, by the way. Brilliant. The technique enables more and more control to be brought upon people in society, because in a fear-based consciousness, people are always much more willing to give up their rights. And that's how they've locked us down. We are locked down through our ignorance and compliance, you know? And it's masterful, really. The way the job that's been done on humanity is, you know, I don't agree with it. I want to destroy it in every way possible, but it is genius. You have to give it to him. So yeah, fear. Step out of fear, people. Here we go. Right out of his mouth. Listen to this. We are on the verge of global transformation. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nations will accept the new world order. Out of that scumbag's mouth right there. You know, I don't, in these videos, call out really a lot of people. I don't point you in the direction of who's doing all this, although, in this slide I have. But, because that's not important. I was thinking a lot the other day. We are so focused through our conditioning to be so focused on the symptoms of a problem. It's the same in medicine, it's the same in mental health, it's the same in everything. We're so focused on curing the symptoms. Well, my work's not about the symptoms, it's about the deep rooted causes in our psychological makeup and the way that we are being attacked by people who do know how this stuff works and use our ignorance against us. I am dealing with root causes, and that's why I'm showing you all this. I want you to recognize the root cause and go within yourselves. The truth is that most of these quote-unquote events are occult rituals engineered to direct human consciousness. These events are often called false flags. Thus, we should always question everything when something happens. We can do this by trying to not act out of an emotional response. Okay, and because I know it's difficult, I know it's difficult, but if you really, when something like this happens, if you step back from it, and of course it's right to be shocked and abhorred by things that happen like this, but you have to take a step back and think, okay, what's the grand plan here? What's this gonna lead to? What are they trying to lead us to? Think these questions. Question everything. I say question everything. It's so important. Question me. Don't take my word for gospel. Go and do your own research. You have to question everything, and most of the stuff. I mean, turn the mainstream media off, for goodness sake. All it is indoctrination, and if people can't see that now, there's no. That's why I'm not doing a video on it. I refuse to do a video on media manipulation and false information by media, because it's so obvious. If you ask the questions, why are they doing this? And don't filter it through your lens. I've said this a lot. Don't think, oh, I wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. No, you wouldn't do it. They would. These people are not. They're psychopathic. I've covered all this. Again, listen to this. This quote. Voice or no voice, the people can always be brought to the bidding of the leaders. That is easy. All we have to do is tell them they are being attacked and denounce the peacemakers for lack of patriotism and exposing the country to danger. It works the same in any country. Turning people against people. That's what they do. And hopefully by now, if you've watched all my videos on mind control and you're watching this one, you'll start to see patterns, because through this comes divide and conquer, which is used, that's used all the time now. Oh, he's killing grannies because he's not wearing a mask, or, that's one that's going on at the moment. Divide and conquer is everywhere. It's so obvious to me. I wish people could see it in the way that I do, but unfortunately, we're all different, and I understand that for years and years we've been conditioned, and I'm lucky to have broken out of it and to see it from what it was from very young. But I'm aware people can't see it. Hopefully, this is making people think. If you've never come across this sort of information before, hopefully it's sort of helping you think. And this is the last one, and I fully agree with this. I don't agree with everything this man says and everything he stood for, but I agree with this quote. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Absolutely agree and concur with that 100%. And we're seeing it in society now with this COVID-19 crap. We're seeing it everywhere. And I was thinking the other day, liberty and freedom comes before death. It really does. It's so important. Fear of death's another one that they've used against us. I've covered that. But, those who don't want to think, just want to be safe. Oh, stay home, save lives, all this crap. They don't deserve freedom, is basically what he's saying. Because you're giving your power away again. And you're submitting to these dark occultists, because they are dark occultists. I'm going on to talk about the occult soon in a video. I think the next one I'm doing is the 5 Sense Illusion. I'm going to cover that next, and then I'm going to cover the occult, and then I'm going to cover natural law. All these things are important if we are to be free. Natural law especially. The reason we're in this mess that we are is because people do not understand and live in accordance with the natural law of the universe. But yeah, when a quote-unquote terrorist event happens, when something happens in society that shocks you to your core, have a think about it. Think about the reasons. Don't just deal with the symptoms. Don't just focus on the symptoms. Focus on the reasons, the deep-seated reasons they'd want these events to occur. And you'll start to see these everywhere. It's happening now, people. This COVID thing. They already had the vaccine. Of course they did. They already had the vaccine when the virus came into play. Because these plans that they do, they take years, and they plan them years ahead. But that's enough for today. I hope you found this helpful. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.